Okay guys, I have this line drawn out. Then I will come up by 2 inches because the dart must not get to the hip level, so that you will not have a squeezy fabric below your dress. So guys, after plotting the darts, the next step is to insert the horizontal measurements. Okay, so the measurements I'll be inserting are the bust level, the empire level, the waist level, the hip, and the dress length measurements. So I have the vertical measurement inserted, so I will be inserting the measurement taken in circumference on these lines. Now I will start with the empire level. I don't need to insert any measurements on the bust anymore because I have the bust measurement inserted on the chest level. So I will skip the bust level and move to the empire level. So I will insert quarter of the empire circumference measurement I took, which is 34 inches. 34 divided by 4 is 8.5 inches. So from the center front, I will insert 8.5 inches. Then I have it here. Then I will come to the dart area and take the measurements I have for the darts on that point. So make sure you return these measurements back to the side. What I have here is 1/2 inch. So I will insert the dart intake over there and I will cross it out. And because of the type of fabric I'm using, as explained earlier, I will not be adding ease to all my measurements. Okay, so now to the waist level, I will insert quarter of the waist circumference measurement. Circumference measurements are measurements taken around the body. So for this is 8.75. Then I have it here. Then the dart intake I have on the waist level is 1 inch, which I have to return back to the side. So I have it here and I will cross this out. Then on the hip level, I will insert quarter of the hip circumference measurement. I'm working with 43.5 inches. Divided by 4, I have 10.875. So I will insert exactly 10.875 on the hip level. No dart allowance and no ease allowance because there is no any dart intake on the hip level. 10.875. After 10.5 is 10.75, then 10.875. That is why you need to learn how to read your measuring tape properly. Then I will insert the exact measurement I have on the hip level on the dress length. On the dress length, I will insert the hip measurement I used, which is 10.875. Okay, so I'm using the exact measurement because of the type of fabric I'm using. Please, you have to take note of this so that you will be able to achieve your desired result. If your fabric is not stretchy, make sure you add to the hip measurements you are inserting on the dress length. If the measurement you have on the dress length is not enough, it will not be easy to move up and down with the dress. Okay, so I have this marked on the dress length, and on the hem allowance line I'm not inserting any measurement. So guys, we are almost done with the drafting of this pattern. The next step is to connect all the marked points together in order to bring out the shape and beauty of a sultana inner wear. So in connecting the point together, I will be making use of these rulers. I don't need the armhole curve anymore. This is the very firm curve, the hip curve, and the straight ruler. So the connection goes thus. Firstly, I will be connecting from the chest level to the empire level. Chest level to the empire level. Now let me give you this tip. If you are drafting your pattern for someone that is busty but not robust, you know, someone can be busty and not robust, and someone can be robust and not busty. Okay, so what you need to do is to confirm the measurement you have on the bust level. For such person, it might not be easy to connect from the chest level to the empire level. Okay, I know you might have encountered such issue. If you connect from the chest level to the empire level, or you connected from the chest level to the waist level, the bust area will be tight for the wearer if the person is very busty but not robust. So what you need to do is to confirm the measurement you have on the bust level. So here I have 9.25, okay, but the real measurement which I inserted on the chest level is 9.625. 9.625. As I said earlier, I'm supposed to add extra half of an inch on the chest area, but I did not add it because of the fabric I'm using. If I added half of an inch, by the time I will connect from the half of an inch point to the empire point, I will have the exact value I needed for the bust circumference measurement. But in some cases, if you insert this measurement, it will fall somewhere around here. So which means there is not going to be a smooth connection from the chest to the empire level. So in this case, what you need to do is to connect from the chest level to the bust level first, like so. So you don't need to mind the shape you have on your pattern. What you need is for the dress to come out well on the wearer. Okay, you connect from the chest level to the bust level first, then from the bust level to the empire level, or if the connection goes for bust level to the waist level, you can do that as well. So I have this connected chest level to the empire level. Then for the connection from the empire level to the waist level, I will be making use of the same very curved ruler. Please note the positioning of your ruler. This is very important. You don't just place your ruler anyhow. You can see the curved side is facing towards the center front, and the straight side of my ruler is facing towards the starting point of my pattern. Okay, the positioning for this and the previous one are the same, so it's just like a continuous construction. You can see what I have. So even if you don't look at it closely, you will not know there is a joining around here. You can see I have a smooth connection. The next connection is the connection from the waist level to the hip level, which requires the hip curve ruler. Then the positioning is going to be in an opposite direction to the very firm curve. You can see this curve is facing towards the side of the pattern, not like this. Okay, so when you are making use of your hip curve, make sure the curve is not too much. So you have to minimize the curve you will be using, and also you have to study the shape of the wearer properly as well. So I need to reduce this as much as possible, purposely because of the type of fabric I'm using. You know, I keep on saying this, the type of fabric you are using will guide you on how to draft your pattern. This is very important. Okay, so I have this. You can see the shape already. This is looking nice. You can see what I have. So now we have connection from hip to the dress length left. So this requires a straight ruler. So connection from the hip level to the dress length requires a straight ruler. So I will be connecting the 2 points together like so. So far so good, guys. This is the pattern for our sultana innerwear. You can see the shape really comes out well, and it is looking very beautiful. Can you see what I have for the armhole? You can see the side. You can see the connection from the chest to the empire level, from empire level to the waist level, from waist to hip, and from hip to our innerwear length. Okay guys, the last step is to add my seam allowances. I will be adding half of an inch of seam allowance on the neckline area, half of an inch on the shoulder line, half of an inch on the armhole, and 1 inch by the side. But because of the type of fabric I'm using, I will not be making use of 1 inch of seam allowance by the side. I will be adding half of an inch, but when I'm constructing the inner wear, I will be joining the 2 sides together with 1 inch, which will automatically reduce the measurements I have on the dress so that it will be fitted on the body. So you have to be very careful when adding your seam allowances. Make sure you add your seam allowances correctly and appropriately. So guys, now this is my front panel. I've added my seam allowances all around the pattern. I added half of an inch on the neckline, half of an inch on the shoulder line, half of an inch on the armhole, and I added 1 inch by the side. So after which I cut out my front panel. So guys, now it's time to draft the back panel of our Sutana innerwear. Okay, so I placed my front panel on a fresh pattern paper. As you can see, you can cut out your back panel exactly where you have your front panel, but there's going to be a little bit of differences in between the 2 patterns. Firstly, I will have to work on the center of the back panel, and I will be also working on the darts of the back panel. Now for the center back, this is optional. You can skip the step and cut out the back panel on fold, but as for me, I want to shape the center back in order to remove the unnecessary excess at the center back. As you can see, I did not align the 2 edges equally. You can see I have some spaces by the side. So the first step is to trace out the front pattern on a fresh pattern paper. Okay, I will be tracing the neckline area, the shoulder line, the armhole, the side, and also the center front. Okay, so I will trace, and I will also transfer all my horizontal lines properly. Then I will trace out my dart points. So guys, now I have my lines traced out. So this is for the back panel. Okay, then I have my dart plotted as well. So I extended the dart to get to the chest level. Okay, so for the back panel, the darts usually start from the chest level and not on the bust level. Okay, so and because of this, I will have to take the dart intake I have on the bust level and return it back to the side. So here I have 0.25 for the dart intake on the bust level, and I will add it back like so. Okay, then on the empire level, I will confirm the measurement I have over there. So this is 0.125 more than the one I have on the front panel. So I will add the extra of 0.125 by the side, which is here. So for the waist, I still have the same 1 inch, so I don't need to add any other measurement. So the next step is to reconnect the side. So I will take this to the empire level like so. Then I will extend it upward to the chest level. Okay, then I will reconnect from the empire level to the waist level. So you can see what I have over there. So this is for the back panel, this is the side for the back panel. So the next step is to shape the waistline at the center back. Here is the center back line. You can see I labeled this as the center back. Okay, so on the waist level at the center back, I will measure half of an inch inward. Then I will be connecting the half of an inch point to the chest level, and I'll connect the half of an inch point to the hip level as well. So with this, I'll be making use of my very firm curve. Okay, so the positioning of my curve ruler goes thus. The curve is facing towards the side of the pattern. Okay, then I will flip my curve ruler over. The straight side will be facing towards the hip level. You can see what I have. Then I will position it like so. So with this, the center back is not going to be on a straight line. Okay, I'm trying to achieve that curvy shape that is usually on the center back of a female figure. So it's going to be a little bit curvy like so, and it goes inner when you get to the center back on the waist level and upward like so. So the straight line I have on this side is no more in use, so I will clean it up so that you don't get confused. So guys, now I've cleaned up the straight line I have at the center back before. So now this is the new center back. You can see the shape. It is no more on a perfect straight line, and because of this, when I'm cutting this out on fabric, it cannot be on fold. It has to be in pieces, and I'll be needing a seam allowance to join the center back together. Okay, if you know your center back is going to be on fold, you don't need this step. Just keep the step, fold your fabric into half, then you have your center back on a perfect straight line. So I will be adding half of an inch of seam allowance all the way down. So guys, now I have my seam allowance added at the center back, and this is what I have for the back panel. Okay, so here is the front panel. The differences between the front and the back panels are, firstly, the back dart is longer than the front dart. The back dart started on the chest level and the front dart started on the bust level. Also, I have a shaping at the center back but no shaping at the center front. The center front is going to be on fold. So these are the two differences I have on both patterns. So the next step is to cut out the back panel. So guys, here is the front and the back panels for our SUTANA innerwear. You can see what I have. This is for the back and this is for the front. So guys, this is going to be the end of this tutorial for now. Let's meet in the next episode where I will be showing you how to cut and put the pieces together to make a beautiful and custom made SUTANA innerwear. That's why you need to subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss out any of my future videos. Thank you once again, and I will see you in my next video. But till then, always do remember, there is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs.